What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to the week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about all things to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Mead. Sean, how's it going?
Grand, how are you?
I'm actually unreal.
Jesus, fair play.
Unreal now.
Feeling good, mate.
I actually feel the healthiest I've ever felt.
Me too, actually.
Yeah. Okay, see now, why? Why are you doing
What I've done there is I've sowed seeds of panic amongst the listeners.
We are in quarantine.
Yeah, Ireland is like half quarantined at the minute.
It's very weird. It's we actually don't know what's going to happen next week or because it changes every single day.
Yeah.
But currently, we are sitting in the same room. We're going to get all this episode done anyway.
Exactly.
See what happens.
If we have to phone each other in coming weeks,
yes,
it's just how it has to be.
But due to this, there's lots of bit of news this week in regards to the movies.
Yes.
In regards to they're all being delayed. They're all being pushed back.
Yeah, because no one wants to release right now. You'll lose a load of money.
Yes. And so I think that will become more of a common theme as the weeks go by.
Yeah. So
I think we're already feeling the start of it now. But we still have quite a bit of fun news in regards to movies that have already previously come out, and we have a brand new thriller for Black Widow that we want to get to.
So yeah, there's still stuff to talk about. There's always news happening somewhere.
Yes, and we're hoping that this episode will somehow, if you're at home or if you're quarantined somewhere, maybe it'll keep you entertained for an hour.
Exactly. If you want another way to get entertained,
go on
our Patreon this weekend. What launched on last Saturday?
Yeah, it was on Saturday.
It was our review, our Lazarus Pit of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
A very good review, some have said, and by some I mean me.
We're the only ones who reviewed it, I'll be honest, lads.
5 stars.
So that's available for our $5 patrons and over.
If $5 a month, you get an extra episode. So far, you will actually get access to not only the Spider-Man 2 review, but also Batman Begins from last month.
Yes, so you can listen to that and tell us if we're right or wrong.
And
spoilers, we're always right.
I was going to say always wrong.
Always wrong. Yeah. That's how we disagree sometimes.
But if you're always oh no.
If one of us always tells the truth
and one of us always lies,
how do you get through the door?
You only have one question.
You only have
Who
one
do you
question.
ask?
If I ask him which one the door is, what will he say?
He'll say, I'm Connor.
Jesus, I'll trust you. You have a friendly face.
We would not get through that.
I would just open both doors.
Riddle me this. No.
Not having it.
Walk away. So we're starting off Movie Mondays this week, Sean, with news. We're going to start off with the usual thing of I'm going to try to anger you early.
Excellent.
Rile you up.
Get me some emotion at the start of the episode.
Exactly. You're so dead.
I'm just such a lifeless boy.
So I'm just going to say one word.
Okay.
But I really hope that you catch on to what I'm saying.
I'm going to make direct eye contact with you the whole time.
Universal. Oh?
I'm conflicted.
Invisible Man has had lots of success recently, Sean.
Indeed it has.
And so with that success comes confidence, comes arrogance, comes a renewed sense of vigour.
The bigger they are, the harder
they vigor.
They vigor.
So, modern day Dracula movie set as Universal focuses on more standalone monster films. It's back.
Okay.
The Dark Universe is back.
They might. Okay. Oh, look, I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt for a second.
Okay.
But also, I hope they haven't learned the wrong lesson.
Would that be like Universal to learn the wrong lesson?
Well, they thought that the reason Dracula Untold didn't do well is because they didn't have Tom Cruise and a load of money.
That would help. So, Sean, before we begin, there's some people that could be coming into this going, why are these guys shitting on a new Dracula movie? I mean, it might be a bad idea, but what's the story behind it? Now, Sean, the Dark Universe, Universal, they've tried this before.
Yeah, Universal have tried to, in the past, to start a series of interconnected monster movies, because they have all the rights to those from back in the day when they were first made.
But are they not like public owned things, or do they have specific rights?
I think Universal has them. I'm not entirely sure, But they had a few swings and a few misses.
2 swings, 2 misses. Good success rate.
The remake of The Mummy, which The Mummy was a great movie anyway.
We talked about that before. Like, The Mummy, the original, is really good.
It still holds up.
Yes.
And then they had Dracula Untold as well. But they had this whole plan for an interconnected universe, and then just none of it panned out.
Like the MCU, but with dark monsters.
But they didn't want to put in, 6 or 7 years of prep work to slowly build it, so they decided to ham-fistedly connect it all.
And it was very similar to
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but also DC and how they tackled their universe.
Yeah.
They came at the exact same time, like around 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Where the two of them were just kind of looking at the MCU and they're like, we'll just skip the first 5 years and just come in.
Yeah, they wanted to start in phase 2.
Which is, you can't.
You can't.
And so DC obviously came and they did their own thing, and that had consequences in regards to Justice League and all that stuff, and things not. And there's a new Batman movie which will tell you how good that went.
Yes.
But in regards to the Dark Universe, their big thing was they did Dracula Untold. It got like, it wasn't favourable reviews, but it wasn't shat on. It was just kind of like, it's grand, it's a Dracula movie.
Yeah.
Then they said...
But they tried to make Dracula really sympathetic and nice as well.
Yes. And then they did The Mummy. And The Mummy was going to be the big flagpole. This is it.
Yeah, and this was a big movie. 125 to 195 million.
And they have Tom Cruise. They've got Russell Crowe. They've got The Mummy. They've got like a name-recognised franchise with very big names attached.
And you have the nostalgia factor of people who watched The Mummy the first time.
Yes. And so they brought it out.
Yeah.
And how good was it, Sean?
Yes, it bombed hard.
It was not very good.
It was just a nothing movie.
Yeah, a nothing movie. And there's a half an hour in the middle of it where Russell Crowe starts expositing. I was trying to think of it's not exposing, expositing.
I think that's the term to give exposition.
He spends a half an hour just going, now Tom Cruise, let me tell you about every monster around the place.
Yeah. Yeah, and they walk through a weird lab with Dracula fangs and it's
very Spider-Man in Oscorp,
where all of Spider-Man's villains are a backpack you put on and it just makes you that villain.
So they even made a logo that appeared at the start of The Mummy. Now, how confident do you have to be to make a fucking Dark Universe logo at the start? Like, oh, this is big.
This is what's going to happen.
This is a Dark Universe. We're going to see this at the start of every single one of these movies. It's going to be a recognised name.
And then they never...
They never made another one. So we've talked about the guy who made that, got paid, and they went... Easy.
My work here is done.
10 minutes. Yeah. Just dark on After Effects on top of the Universal
just
side.
Invert the colours and it's fine.
So they brought out The Mummy. Obviously it got shot on. They had lots of movies lined up. Angelina Jolie was Bride of Frankenstein.
Johnny Depp was apparently meant to be Invisible Man.
Yes.
Rumoured.
So they had all of these big names from the 90s all lined up that they were all going to be in these massive movies. Now unfortunately that all got cancelled, but they've recently brought out The Invisible Man on a $7 million budget, and it has made quite a lot of money.
A lot more than $7 million.
A lot more. Now that's the opposite of what they did with The Mummy, where they spent 150 million
and it made 7.
Yeah, they made 7, but they've spent 7 and made 150 million.
That's what studios like.
So they've now thought, fuck, we're smart. We can go back. And so now they are going to be doing another modern day Dracula movie that will be in the Universal standalone monster film universe.
Okay, if it's I think standalone. I think we talked about this when Orla was on, that the way to do these movies might just be make a good standalone monster movie.
Yes.
Because that's why Invisible Man, first of all, they made it for so cheap.
Yes, because there's only one person in it.
for the majority of it.
Half their lead actors are invisible.
It's a great way of doing things. But
the Invisible Family fucking nailed it.
Lads, give that man a new logo.
1 million.
But he's... The Invisible Man also works because it's just a good story told well. So that's what you need to do. And I would be interested in maybe not seeing a Dracula movie, seeing just a vampire movie.
Like Blade? But see, that's MCU now.
But
so
like horror vampire, not.
are vampires a bit 90s?
I think they've been like watered down a lot over the year. I want a vampire that can turn into a bat. I want one that can control like insects. I want
insects.
Yeah, vampires can control insects a lot of the time. Yeah, man.
I did not see that in Buffy.
No, look.
See, I'm a Buffy at age.
That's the thing.
Guy.
Your vampires are all handsome and lovely.
Come on.
I
now.
want creepy pale pricks.
Like Twilight?
No.
See, Twilight has ruined them for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think that's so far out of the public conscious that you could, I suppose, bring them back. Does anyone remember Dracula Untold?
See,
No?
I think there's room for like
Different types of vampires.
yeah, and there's a difference between Day of the Dead, the George Romero, like the first zombie movie, and then 28 Days Later. Like you can reinvigorate just a trope.
Yes.
Even. So that's why Invisible Man is so good, because it's not like a comedy about a man who's invisible getting into funny situations.
Escapers.
It's a fucking harrowing story that's just you watching Elizabeth Moss think she's going insane.
Yeah. And this also says that they're going to be trying to go for director-inspired projects.
Good.
Instead of...
What have we always said on this show? Trust your director.
No. Let a studio write it.
Oh, of course.
Bring in a name director. Just tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Tell them what to do.
That's what you want.
No, you can't do that. Do what we say.
Yes, Taika Waititi. Do what we say. Yes, Oscar winner Taika Waititi.
So they say that they're going to be doing director-inspired projects. James Wan has also signed up to do one of these movies that are going to be hopefully more standalone films rather than a shared universe. But I think that is their way of saying, we're going to do standalone. How long do you give it until they go back on the fact that they're going to do a standalone movies? If they make more money for a second one, say if they brought out Dracula and it makes, if they do it for 20 million and it makes 150 million again, you cannot tell me in 2 years they won't go, why don't we put the Invisible Man and Dracula in the same fucking movie?
It is possible. It's very possible. Depends how well Morbius does.
Oh no!
But
Morbius! I forgot that was coming out.
He's going to be a vampire.
Oh no!
I don't know, because go back to the MCU just as an example of a shared universe. The first, like phase one, you have your Iron Man, Cap, and Thor. Those are all great, like standalone movies. There's little nods here and there, but you can watch one of them on their own.
They're all introductions.
Yeah. So you need to do that first, regardless. But I would be fine if Universal just made monster movies.
Well, to get
like they used to.
To get you more involved, so James Wan will be directing a monster movie, which could be, it sounds like it's going to be a modern Frankenstein film, which is what it's rumoured to be.
Sick, that'd be cool. I love Frankenstein.
They're going to be doing a Bride of Frankenstein, that's also in development, with Universal apparently approaching 2 directors, Sam Raimi or John Krasinski, to direct the movie.
Either of those I would love.
I think that's pretty good.
That's class.
But let's not get excited. It's Universal.
Look, their last swing was a hit.
But why Dracula? I think Dracula's the least exciting one you could do out of all them.
Yeah, and maybe it is because we've seen so many vampires and different versions of vampires over the years.
Yeah.
But like, when's the last time we saw a good Frankenstein story?
I don't think I've ever seen a Frankenstein story.
The animated film Igor?
No. Oh. Haven't seen it now, to be honest with you. Bypassed me.
Makes Igor the main character.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
I think Frankenstein maybe, but is that... Do people care about Frankenstein?
I don't...
Do people care about...
Who would you get to play Frankenstein?
Yeah.
David Harbour with bolts in his neck.
Actually, he'd be pretty good.
He'd be pretty alright, wouldn't he?
He'd be pretty good.
He's like a tall, bulky dude.
See, is Frankenstein handsome or is he really ugly?
Don't do sexy Frankenstein.
No, is Frankenstein the doctor or the monster?
What if they did?
God's sake, Sean.
Look, in many ways, the doctor was the real monster.
Oh, yeah. It's a metaphor.
But it's like that. What's that one where they're in virtual reality?
Spy Kids 2 3D.
No, I mean, that is the best movie of our generation and any generation. But
I said Spy Kids 2 3D.
I know, but you're thinking of Spy Kids 2 Island of Lost Dreams.
I was,
Don't
of course.
you worry.
I do apologise.
What's the one? Ready Player One?
Yes.
Where she has like the tiniest scar under her eye.
And she's hideous.
She's hideous.
Hideous.
Don't do that to Frankenstein. Make him a man made of more like scar tissue than
Make
skin.
him John Krasinski. Like, incredibly handsome, but I just put one scar.
Yeah. But like right across the middle of his
You're hideous, John.
Whereas on anyone else it's just like, ooh, he's rugged.
So yes, the Invisible Man has driven Universal to the point where they're doing it again, Sean.
It's given them some confidence.
It's coming back.
The Dark Universe,
Monster
might be
universes.
Monsters University.
It's already happened.
Oh shit, okay.
Do you think people will care, or is the Invisible Man just like such an out there property that they kind of got away with it?
I don't know what it is with the Invisible Man that made so many people go see it.
I think it's because people didn't realise that it was a monster from previous.
Yeah, that's also true.
It just came across as just a horror movie from now.
Like, and that's how you need to approach these, I think. Because everything else was like Dracula Untold and The Mummy, they were action-adventure.
Yes.
They weren't horror.
Do you think horror is the best way to go with
If you want
this?
to do monster movies, because we've both said we don't like gore horror.
No.
So, like, to do a monster movie that's just about a monster, there's something simple about that.
But I think Invisible Man makes more money than Frankenstein, weirdly. Because I don't think I think Frankenstein is not even, it's recognisable, but because it's recognisable it will make less money because it's kind of played out.
I get you.
And people are like, yeah, Frankenstein, I've already seen that, but what the fuck is this Invisible Man movie? That's fucking weird looking.
Well, all the Disney remakes do amazingly well, and people know the story of it.
That's Disney. That's Disney.
That's Disney. I don't know. I think there's room there for like the old stories, but like the Invisible Man we got isn't the same as the Invisible Man in the past.
No. Tom Cruise coming back?
I'd say so.
Bring Tom Cruise back.
Bring Tom Cruise back.
72-year-old. I want to see what crazy shit he'd do against the mommy.
He'd probably just like let a scorpion sting him.
Didn't he kiss the mommy in that movie?
I think he did.
I think he kissed the mommy to kill her. Or was it she killed someone else to kill them?
There was a lot of kissing going on.
It's very weird.
For a mummy.
It's very weird. And he's like 55 and his love interest is like 21.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
But he looks 17.
He does. Okay, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is related to the coronavirus. I do apologise for bringing it up. I thought this was going to be a safe environment, but fair. Our next two news stories involve this because it's hit the movie industry as well. With Fast and Furious 9 has hit the brakes on their release date. Sean.
Now they're living life 1/8 of a mile at a time.
No. The bastards. So A Quiet Place Part 2 and No Time to Die have obviously been pushed back, and we'll get to A Quiet Place 2, but Vin Diesel has now announced that they are going to be pushing back Fast and Furious 9 from May 2020 to April 2021.
That's a hell of a pushback.
Which is weird because number 10 was meant to come out in 2021.
So it's setting off it's pushing them all back.
So I think it's pushing them all back a year.
Okay. I mean, I guess like it has to happen.
Yes.
Have they like done any principal photography on this or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Like, for example, like Black Widow is coming out at the time it is because it's done.
Yeah.
You know, like, and with Marvel, if you push back, it pushes back the slate for the next 7 years.
But I think 9 is done for Fast and Furious. It's coming out in May, and they're doing the press for it.
So
they're probably just finishing off the CGI at most.
Yeah, but I think is April to May a good slot for Fast and Furious movies?
See, it must be, because otherwise they'd be like, oh, we'll bring it out in November. We'll bring it out in December. They're specifically saying we're coming out in May or April.
Yeah.
And so we'd rather wait another year and bring it out next April than have to go for 6 months from now.
Go up against the summer blockbusters and the Halloweens and the Christmas.
I think the Fast and Furious movies have done really well in that slot, and they don't want to lose it.
That's fair. I can't fault them on that.
Yeah.
And they've clearly made the assessment like, we can lose this money and we'll be fine.
Yes. So it's been pushed back a whole year. Now, like, I just thought that was a good piece of news in regards to the fact that, like, they had this next one already coming out next year.
Yeah.
And so they must have thought, okay, well then we have to push that back to April 2022.
Yeah, but like when you think of it as well, it mightn't be that much of a pushback because they would have had to delay filming anyway.
I think they've already filmed 10. Or they're already halfway through filming 10. They've filmed them back to back.
But if they're locked down for 3 months, even, it's really going to cut into that.
Yeah, it's actually weird because they were already on the press tour.
Yeah, that's an odd one. That it's so close to just coming out.
Yeah, and it's the same with A Quiet Place 2, because that has fallen victim to it as well. With that's coming out in literally March 19th.
Fuck.
So, like, if today is Monday the 16th.
Monday the 16th.
Thursday is the 19th. So it was meant to come out this Thursday.
And is it that they don't want to do the premiere? Is that because of that?
But they were going to do a premiere on the 12th. I think it got cancelled.
Right.
And so they've basically just cancelled everything, because there's no point in releasing it if nobody's allowed go anywhere.
Yeah, you can't, like, for Ireland, for example, you can't have indoor gatherings of more than 100 people.
Yeah. Also, that whole thing is stupid. Like, surely, like, it just takes one person. What's the weird number of 100?
I think it's that, like, instead of, 100 people getting infected.
Yeah, you have 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But it's, how big is a cinema screen? Like, how many seats are there? 50? Oh, jeez, we'll be alright, so.
Let's go.
Come on, friends.
We'll hold hands as we go in. I think, John Krasinski had to come out and basically say, like, we are pushing this back as well.
Yeah.
Because the thing about all this is like, if you spend 150 million on a movie, and it's meant to come out at this time, like, they probably started making this movie a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
How could the fuck could they have foreseen any of this?
Yeah, they wouldn't have any idea.
Jesus Christ.
Look, this is weird for us to talk about. We don't usually talk about proper news.
No, this is weird.
We talk about news that by and large has no effect on the world.
No effect whatsoever. It's all pointless.
It's all pointless, and it's all, honestly, slander.
Honestly, fucking slander.
But it's...
I'll slag any man's family. You give me a family, I'll slander the shit out of them.
Okay. Let me think of...
You're thinking of the best family?
John Krasinski's family.
You know what? Let me start his children, right? We're going to start...
we're going to stop that right there now.
Don't set me up. You know I'm a madman.
You know what? I was the one at fault there.
You brought me in there now.
But look, it's a weird situation. We're going to hear a lot about it over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and I think it's going to really affect all this stuff. So, like, I was very excited about A Quiet Place.
Yeah,
like,
same. I was interested to see where it went.
I was fascinated, and John Krasinski obviously has been like, I think the second one's better than the first one, but he's meant to say that, so.
Yeah, absolutely, he's not going to say it's worse.
This one's fucking dog shit. Go back and watch the last one.
But to sum up, wash your hands, cover your mouth.
Good job.
Thanks, bud.
There you go.
Wash your mouth, cover your hands.
We're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is Vin Diesel. He is, of course, he was at the press tour for the Fast and Furious.
Yes.
No,
he's not.
He's not, but he was. And Big Vin is going to Big Vin, because Big Vin's a bit of a weirdo. Slander. But Vin Diesel teases that the Guardians of the Galaxy will be in Thor Love and Thunder.
I heard rumours of this.
Yes.
Alright. Like, in what context?
He doesn't say.
After credits.
So he's talking about... he was on the press tour and he actually caught himself and he's like, should I even be talking about this? But his exact quote is, the director Taika Waititi talked to me about how Thor will incorporate some of the Guardians of the Galaxy before adding, which will be very interesting. Nobody knows. But maybe I shouldn't have said anything. So I think he might have let the cat out of the bag in regards to the Guardians being in Thor. But this also, I think this could go in line with what we say is the start of Thor will be like him leaving the Guardian ship. Okay, talk to you later.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Asgard.
Yeah, something like that. Or the Guardians kicking him off the ship because he's a nightmare to live with.
Oh, you're just the worst.
Because you can be funny like that. But I'm not surprised by this news. I do think he slipped up.
Do you think?
In saying this, yeah.
You can't trust Vin Diesel.
It's him and Tom Holland. You just can't.
Tom Holland is hilarious.
He's the worst.
Have you seen the Kids Ask Questions to Tom Holland?
No.
The BBC Radio. Do you ever watch Kids Ask Questions?
No, not at all.
It's like a YouTube series, but they're only 5 minutes long. But they get massive stars in, and their idea is that like they get these kids to record questions and send them in.
Right.
And then the idea is if you don't answer the question, you hate kids. And so that's like that's the premise. So they had like Tom Hanks and they had like Robert Downey Jr. And Tom Holland was on it. But Tom Holland literally after every question, in every interview I've seen with him when he's promoting Onward recently, he looks to the side to the publicist like, can I say that? Can I talk?
Did I do bad?
Because I think Tom Holland's like a really nice lad, but he doesn't trust himself anymore.
No, he's been burned too many times.
He's like, I'm an idiot.
Apparently he got the entire script for Spider-Man 3 and it was like a big moment for him.
They don't trust
They don't like he didn't know what the fuck was going on in Endgame.
No, they gave him only like
his lines.
They didn't even tell him who's in the scene with him.
Yeah.
They didn't tell him anything. They were just like, just say these lines in front of that CGI screen
and jump and flip.
Yeah, that's all we need from you, Tom. And on the press tour, if you know nothing, you can't reveal anything.
Exactly.
Like,
and Benedict Cumberbatch is like his like keeper,
looking after him on that press tour.
I'll answer this.
Don't you worry. Tom's like, and then I died. Fuck Tom. Jesus.
Yeah, at the end of Infinity War, at the before the screening,
he said they went to space.
No, before the like premiere screening of Infinity War, he had thought it had already screened.
Oh no!
And Tom. He just came out to everyone and was like, "I'm still alive."
Oh, Tom!
But they hadn't seen the movie yet.
Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Was it not the one where he was on? Was it Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon? One of the Jimmys. And he said, he's like, oh yeah, like Spider-Man, like I'm used to just him being like on the ground, and in this one I got the script and it was like, I'm in space.
Yeah.
And then everyone kind of stopped and they all looked at him and he was like, well, I meant to tell everyone I was in space.
Well, it's done now.
Oh, Tom.
I guess we know what's going in the trailer.
So, Vin Diesel has revealed that the Guardians will be in Thor Love and Thunder. Do you think they'll have a big role or will it just be a cameo?
I think cameo, no more than 10 minutes, I'd say.
Really?
Yeah, I think it'll serve to remind people about the Guardians, though, because we haven't seen them like in action in a while.
And the Guardians the Guardians movie is coming out after Thor.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah. Now they could be imagine they were in it for the whole movie though.
That'd be unreal.
Wouldn't that be great?
I would love to see that.
But then Thor couldn't be in the Guardians movie. I don't think you can do back to back.
I don't think so. But I also think there's enough to do in that movie.
Yes.
Without having the Guardians in it. They got to introduce Beta Ray Bill.
No, they're not introducing Bill. They're not introducing Gore.
Gore the God Butcher, yeah.
Gore the God Butcher.
Or Roxanne.
Oh no, I think Gore the God Butcher's a good one.
I'd love Gore the God Butcher.
If you don't know who that is, we covered it last week.
We covered it last week in Movie Mondays.
Yeah.
And also there's in the Thor Hero or Zero, we talk about him quite a bit.
Yeah, so I think Taika Waititi has enough on his plate to also balance the Guardians, but I'd like to see Taika Waititi's version of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Think how weird that would be.
I think you need James Gunn for some of the writing.
Just to match the tone.
Yeah, but I think if those two are working together, imagine them directing together on set.
You give me Drax and Korg, same scene.
Good God.
Gold. I'm printing money.
It's that I never knew I needed that, but now I do.
Did you see the poster for the Invisible Man? And it was
no.
And the poster for the Invisible Man was like it was Drax in the background and he's eating the crisp but he's very silent.
That's amazing.
Okay, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is Emily Blunt, who was on the press tour.
Jez, I'm sensing a theme in these.
There was two back to back, and I said I'd throw them back to back.
Yeah,
so Emily Blunt, she was on the press tour in regards to A Quiet Place Part 2, and she has said that she still hopes to make an Edge of Tomorrow sequel when asked about it, Sean.
Oh.
I know you love Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow's class.
It's a pretty good movie.
I really enjoyed it.
They are going to, she says they'll hopefully be doing a second one. They got a script that is very good. It's just trying to get it all into the one area at the one time.
That's fair.
Do you think An Edge of Tomorrow needs a sequel? Was it called something else?
It was called Live, Die, Repeat in America.
Okay.
And I think in Japan it's like All You Know Is Kill or something like that.
Okay.
But that's just, that could be slander.
Slander. Not everything is slander.
I don't know. I really like Edge of Tomorrow as an example of a movie that's just a movie.
I like a movie that's a movie.
And it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I also think, wouldn't it be a bold fucking move if they just put out the same movie again?
Holy shit.
Because the whole thing about Edge of Tomorrow is that he keeps living the same day.
Holy
over and over.
shit.
Wouldn't that be good?
Oh my god.
Wouldn't it be class? Wouldn't it be alright?
You have the look of a man who's come up with gold.
Yeah. Man who's about to print some money.
I've nailed it, right?
I've solved this.
You go to the cinema, you're talking like, this is very similar to the last one.
But you're there after 15 minutes, you're not leaving.
No, you're like, this is good.
It's like,
This is very similar to the last one, but it's good.
This movie, lads.
Just no. Yeah, so they are hoping to be doing an Edge of Tomorrow sequel in the next few years. She says, obviously, that it's not locked in. But then she jokingly said, Tom and I are going to be 70 before we make another one. It's going to look a bit weird. We'll have to do a real flash forward one. We'll go full Irishman. It'll be the Irishman version of Edge of Tomorrow. Who knows?
So she's like, look, there's no time frame at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. See, I I don't know where.
How old is Tom Cruise, by the way?
Oh, I'd say he's 57.
God, he is 57.
Is he 57?
He turns 58 this summer.
This summer. Jesus. And he's ready for Edge of Tomorrow too. Edge of Tomorrow.
At what point can he stop being the lead action star?
I don't know, because
What's the age demographic? Not to be ageist.
not at all, but like.
But if a woman is 58, she's not the lead actress in an action movie.
Generally, no.
No.
I don't know. Like, it's weird because was Clooney an action star or was he like a romance man?
No, Clooney was, I think in the early 2000s, was a bit of a romance boy. But then he just started doing really good movies that nobody's seen.
Right, yeah.
He just went a bit off the rail, and he was just like, oh, I'm just an amazing actor, I'll just do really, like,
Just do what I want.
I'll just do cool movies.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But then, like,
Tom Cruise is still doing blockbuster after blockbuster every summer.
his body must be trash, though. Like, you see everything that happened to Brendan Fraser on The Mummy.
Yeah, he was held together by sellotape.
Yeah, everything that Tom Cruise has done to himself.
But do you think because he's a lizard it doesn't affect him?
Could be.
He doesn't have the anatomy of a human, so it doesn't actually hurt him.
Blood is so cold he doesn't feel pain.
It doesn't. He hung off the side of a plane, Sean.
He had big mental contacts on his eyes.
That's my favourite Tom Cruise story. Was that 5? Is that 5 or 6?
I think it's 5.
Mission Impossible. The scene at the start when he hangs off the edge of the plane. He literally, the director was like, jokingly, was like, oh, shall we go hang Tom off the edge of the plane? And he went, yeah, okay. And so they just strapped him to the edge of the plane and they took off.
Yeah.
He was on the edge of a plane and he went blind.
Blind for a while.
He had to wear contacts in his
That
eye.
covered like his entire eyeball. I just poked myself in the fucking eye.
So he wouldn't go fully blind, but because the wind obviously is just smashing against his
At
face.
fucking 400 miles an hour or whatever it is.
And I think they did the take 3 times. They had to do it 3 times.
That's fucking ridiculous. And then was it Fallout? He like jumped across a building and broke his foot. Something like that.
Yeah, that was in 7? 6. Because I remember on the Graham Norton show, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Ha! I broke both my moons in my legs." Ha!
Why are you laughing about this, Tom? This is fucked. That's awful.
It's just like an intervention. No, Tom, that is really.
If you were trying to get someone to an intervention,
Yeah.
being on Graham Norton would be the best excuse.
Actually, and all the crowd just turned into your family members.
Yeah, they all pull off their Mission Impossible masks.
Of course. And they're all Tom Cruise, and then they pull off that mask.
And they're a lizard.
And oh no! So, yes. So Emily Blunt says they're going to be doing Edge of Tomorrow. Hopefully, when Tom Cruise is 75.
Yeah, I think so, because then he can play like the army general that Brendan Gleeson played.
No, I think he'll still be the lead actor when
Oh,
he's
you think so?
75. I think
Still in
so.
the neck suit?
I think still in the neck suit.
Right,
yeah.
fair enough.
Okay, we're going to move on to something that has very much excited me.
Oh?
Very much excited me. So this was a rumour that was going around a few months ago in regards to the Batman.
I'm sorry, what character is
The Batman. Matt Reeves' 2021 cinema release, The Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman.
By Robert Pattinson.
Right, Robert Pattinson. So it was rumoured that the story was going to be based off of several different comic books. Nobody could pin it down specifically what it would be based on.
The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke, the Long Halloweens, anything along those lines. Now, Commissioner Gordon, actor, has teased that the movie's comic inspirations will indeed be the Long Halloween.
Okay.
As he put out a post that Jeffrey Wright, who is going to be playing Jim Gordon in the Batman, put out an Instagram post of just that comic book of the Long Halloween.
Wow, that is on the nose, isn't
Very
it?
on the nose. But that's amazing.
Do you like The Long Halloween?
The Long Halloween is one of the best Batman comic books of all time.
Okay, give me the plot in no more than 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Oh god. This is not a Hero Zero Connor style. Okay, so The Long Halloween is like a murder mystery.
Right.
It's like a 13-issue murder mystery, and it's a young Batman.
Okay.
And
Tick.
And it's like a film noir murder. As I said, it's a murder mystery, so it's not like Joker's about to blow up this building. There's murders all around Gotham, and they're all on specific days and events throughout the year,
right.
like Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, and so they're all on. And I think this would be fucking amazing to do in film form, and I think it would be great because the comic itself is, you never find out what the killer is until the very last issue.
Right.
And even then, it's a shock. Like,
Fuck.
It's a twist. And then on that twist, there's another twist. And on that twist, there's another twist.
Okay.
In the actual comic book. So, the story, in a very basic way, is that there's two crime families in Gotham. You're gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
There's the Falcones.
Falcone.
And there's the Maronis.
Maroni. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
So they came up with the Falcone name, and they're like, let's just copy my homework, but not make it obvious.
Just don't make it look like a copy.
So the Falcones and the Maronis, they're two different crime families in Gotham, and they all start getting killed off.
Okay.
I think one of them starts getting killed off. It's been a few years since I read it. And so Batman obviously comes in, and they're like, what the fuck is going on? This is also Harvey Dent is still normal Harvey Dent at this stage.
Still one face.
Still one face Harvey Dent. As is the norm, he's one face. So they were kind of working together, the three of them and Jim Gordon, to try and find this murderer. And he even goes to Calendar Man in the jail, and there's a great scene where...
my first guess was that it was Calendar Man.
See, it's not Calendar Man, he's in Arkham.
Okay.
They immediately think it's a Calendar Man, but they go to him, and weirdly, what he says, he actually picks out who the killer is in that issue. He knows who it is immediately.
Right.
Weirdly, but I'm not going to say the line that he says because it'll give it away.
Okay.
But he kind of knows who it is, even though Batman doesn't. So people are killing off all these mobsters, and then the Falcones, as protection, they get in Riddler and Poison Ivy. And because Riddler's the one man who could be able to solve who the fuck is killing all of our guys.
Yeah.
Well, who's the smartest person we know? Riddler. Get him out of jail. He'll be the one to find out.
Okay.
The murders keep going on and on. And even Riddler, on April Fool's Day, someone tries to kill Riddler, but he's the only one not killed because it's April Fool's Day that he gets shot at. And there's a great shot where he runs into the killer, and the wall is covered in bullets, but it's like the outline of his body. Like, they didn't shoot him, they just shot all around him. And just like, it's April Fool's, gotcha. And
Jesus.
So constantly Batman is like, who the fuck is doing these murders? Like, these murders are literally happening constantly. And Harvey Dent is falling more and more into like, I need to find the killer, I need to find the killer, I need to find the killer.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Gotham, I need to save Gotham. It's very the Dark Knight elements to it in that regard. That,
yeah.
like, he's like, I need to do this, I need to do this.
what Gotham needs.
Yeah. And so, then they finally get one of the criminals, and they have him in court. And the criminal gets given a bit of, acid.
Oh, Jesus.
Bit of acid.
Lads.
And Harvey Dent's like, here now, lad.
Put down that acid.
No. He's like, you killed them. Well, tell me what you need to know.
Look me in the face.
Look me in my one face that will never change. I only have one, and that will never cease to exist. Right? Oh, no, he got me with the acid. Now I have two. So this is actually how where Two-Face is created,
right?
And so Harvey Dent gets the acid thrown on him. Arkham then, Harvey Dent, because he has the coin, he goes crazy.
Yeah.
He goes to Arkham and he releases all of the criminals.
Right.
Do you remember how we said that also Catwoman is a major part of this, but remember how we said in regards to this movie that there's going to be lots of villains?
Yeah.
I think that's where that's going to come in now with this kind of information, that the Penguin and you have Riddler, Joker, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, they're all in this comic book.
Yeah.
And so it's a young Batman. And basically it comes to the point where Two-Face finds out who the killer is. and I'm not going to obviously reveal any of the spoilers.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that it's like, it's one of the most famous Batman comic books for a reason, because it shows Batman being a detective. And he's finding things, and he's trying to find the killer, and he's interrogating people like, what the fuck have you seen?
How many guns does he use?
He actually, from what I remember now, it's a bit hazy, but he uses 0 guns.
0 guns?
0 guns.
His detective skills are his gun.
He uses detective skills and interrogation in a sort of Batman way to try and find the killer.
That's a novel approach.
It is a novel approach.
To the trained killer we know.
To the third boy himself. So, yeah, the Long Halloween is the picture that Jeffrey Wright posted out. And if it is that comic book, that explains why all the villains are in it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot in that as well.
Yeah. What I'm also thinking is that, like, if this is set over a year, there's a lot of opportunity for us to watch Batman grow.
The Long Halloween, I think, is set over 2 years or a year and a half.
Like,
because it goes through all of the big events of the year, if that makes sense. So it has to go Valentine's Day, then it goes like Independence Day, then it goes
to hit every month.
Yeah, it has to hit all of them. And I think because it's the Long Halloween, because it just continuously goes. It starts at Halloween and it keeps going until the next year.
Like, that's so cool, because like one of the things in like the behind the scenes photos was that Batman has on these big massive gauntlets.
Yes.
If that's like specifically to fight one villain, that makes total sense. That he just adds that kind of along the story or something like that. Do you know?
Well, see, the villain itself is not actually like, it's not this is why it's weirdly loved in that regard, because it's not led by Joker, who's like, I'm going to blow up the world.
Yeah.
It's led by just somebody in a trench coat going around shooting everyone, and all you see is a dark silhouette. It's like a fucking it's an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
Right,
like, you just see the killer, and you just see the person who's like walking down the dark alleyway, and they just heard the car, and there's just the shot of the gun, and then
so it's just a mystery.
It's just a mystery, straight up mystery. You don't find out who the killer is until Batman finds out who the killer is.
Okay.
And he deduces it through all of these crimes, and he can't figure it out.
Like Professor Layton.
Like Professor Layton. Like Midsummer Murders.
The very same.
The very same.
That sounds cool.
It's a very cool and interesting way to start this Bat world.
With him being a detective.
With him being Batman.
Yeah.
Like, what better way to fuck up like a young Batman who's all about punching and speed and like getting to the crime as fast as possible and fucking show up, than a murderer. He has to think.
Yeah.
He has to outthink this murder, because the murderer's always one step ahead. Constantly.
And that's how he learns.
And people keep dying.
Yeah, and it's his fault.
It's his fault. And now obviously there's loads of shit. In the 13 issues, I think he gets taken over by Poison Ivy at one stage. Bruce Wayne, I mean, not Batman.
Yeah.
And Bruce Wayne is dating Selena Kyle, but Batman and Catwoman don't know they're both who whatever. But like, it's a whole comic book, but I think it's an incredible way to introduce this Batman as something we've never seen before. We've never seen Batman on a murder mystery.
No. Like,
we've seen Batman, Mr. Freeze is going to destroy Gotham, or Riddler's going to destroy Gotham, or Two-Face is going to destroy Gotham.
We've seen like these big threats.
Yeah.
But never what Batman actually does most of the time.
Yeah, which is finding criminals who are... And also it's interesting because the people who are being killed are crime lords. Like, they're all the mobsters.
They're not good people.
But he's Batman, so he has to solve the murder.
Like if he just let that killer work away, it would make his job easier.
Because I think he's killing off other members of the family, making them weaker.
Yeah, like he's taking them apart.
Yeah, literally. One by one.
Oh man,
yeah.
This sounds like a good Batman story.
It's very, very good.
I'd say now I don't want to read it.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I spoiled it for myself many years ago. But
you weren't to know.
I wasn't to know they would do it, because I thought that's way too out there.
Yeah.
And also, it wouldn't be something that they would think audiences would like.
Yeah, but like I think maybe they listened to all the backlash of Batman doesn't just punch that we got from Batman vs Superman and Justice League.
If we liked Batman for the fact that he punched, then like he would just be the Punisher.
True.
We like Batman because he's the smartest man on the planet.
Yeah.
And has to think outside. Like, there's that scene in the JLA, Grant Morrison's 2000 JLA run, where the aliens take over the Earth.
Yeah.
And they kidnap all the superpowered people, and like they leave Batman.
Yeah.
And Superman's like,
You don't understand what
you
just
don't. You're like, he's a human. What's he going to do? And I think Superman's exact line is, he's the most dangerous man on the planet, and you've left him alone.
You've made him angry.
And you've kidnapped all of us, and you've pissed him off.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
And they do.
I think they do.
I have a feeling.
Turret to the face, as
That'll
usual.
kill anything.
He says, "You've one face too many."
Dent.
Would it be weird to see Two-Face be created again, or would you be happy to see that in that kind of environment?
I wouldn't mind seeing it, honestly. Not it's like,
No, I want to see a man maimed, like.
No, yeah, I think it's. I think it makes my life seem better. But I think just in terms of like this being a lived-in world, it happens.
Yeah.
Like in Batman, Harvey Dent always becomes Two-Face.
He's always a good person until he becomes Two-Face.
Yeah.
Or sometimes he's actually a crazy person before.
He just hides it.
Yeah, he's like he's got multiple personalities, but he just hides it well. He's a good person underneath, and he's like, oh, no, I'm fine. It's just until the acid comes that he's like, no, I'm two people.
Yeah, that's when he fully goes into it. So.
There's been comic books where like Harvey Dent has tried to kill himself. Like he's like trying to assassinate his own mobster, but he can't remember him doing it. Like he just turns into a killer.
Yeah.
And he like starts taking out people that are associated with him. Batman's like, someone's coming for you, Dent. He's like, no, he's not. It's coming from inside the home. It's like, it's you.
Yeah, you're the one.
You're trying to kill yourself without knowing you're trying to kill yourself.
It's like, why not give yourself that character? And he doesn't have to have any more agency in the story than he needs to.
No.
He doesn't need to be the big bad, but just have like if Two-Face just created one day.
Yeah. Look,
this is a big movie.
I'm very excited.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for 2021.
Because I remember they said that it's going to be like a film noir thing, and I didn't believe them. But
yeah, they always say.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to get I think this could be as close to Batman comic book.
Don't get your hopes up too much.
See, here's the thing. I never do. You know me. I hate that.
That's true. You have no expectations of anyone or anything.
Especially anything to do with Batman. I've been burned.
You've been burned too many times.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and that is the New Mutants.
New Mutants?
It has been pushed back.
Look, so have other things.
But the New Mutants is like, mate, I've already been pushed back like 10 years.
Yeah. What's another decade?
The New Mutants has now said that they never underwent any reshoots.
Lads.
Contrary to ongoing rumours and reports.
Lads.
What?
Why didn't you? Why did you put out a new trailer?
That's a good point. Because they are now saying, the director has said that it never underwent any reshoots whatsoever. When asked about this, Josh Boone, who's the director, flat out said the purported reshoots never took place. Everybody said we did reshoots. We've never done reshoots. I'll tell you this, if there hadn't been a merger, I'm sure we would have done the reshoots the same way every other movie does pickups. We didn't even do any of that, because by the time the merger was done and everything was settled, everybody was older anyway. So to break down that quote,
yeah,
he says most movies do reshoots,
yeah,
to kind of make things better, to like
things you might have missed on the day,
things you might have missed, and just like to really perfect and hone the craft of filmmaking.
Yes.
What he says is, by the time the merger was done, we didn't do any reshoots because everybody was older, so we're just going basic.
Just whatever they have.
Whatever they had, we just threw together in an editing form.
You might as well. Don't waste the money on reshoots for a movie that is going to bomb.
You were full of hope for this movie.
Was I, though?
Well, not hope, but I would say you were like, might be good.
I don't...
You've gone against it again.
I don't care anymore. I've been burned too many times. Everyone knows I love the New Mutants.
You love them. Who's your favourite New Mutant?
The werewolf?
The Wolfsbane?
Wolfsbane. Is that the villain?
We've got Wolfsbane, Magic, Cannonball, Sunspot, and Mirage.
Oh, I love Sunspot.
Do you?
fucking why not?
Fucking loves very odd Irish to love Sunspot.
Yeah, that's true. Well, what's rare is wonderful.
Yeah, so what can you do? This movie is exactly the movie we set out to make, he said. I was nervous when they were talking about reshooting or re-editing that it was going to be very different. But honestly, it's exactly what we set out to do.
Is okay if you're willing to stand by that claim.
Yeah.
But also, wasn't there a story it was months ago now, but it was that reshoots were scheduled but just never happened.
Yes. So they actually did schedule reshoots that were like, oh, we need to reshoot stuff to make this better.
Yeah.
And then they never got around to them. And so now they're like, we don't need any reshoots.
It's always the movie we wanted.
We wanted to make this one.
And like, I have no doubt that there's a story in there and it's probably fine.
But every movie needs reshoots.
Yeah. But also, this movie has no, like... A lot of the selling point for this was, this is going to set up the next few years of the Fox X-Men. It has no, like, attachment to any of that now.
No.
It just exists in a bubble. And that bubble is getting smaller and smaller, and it's over a volcano.
The oxygen in the bubble
Yeah.
is just running out.
It's just, like, slowly collapsing in on itself.
It's fine. Just leave it.
Just put it out.
Just be done.
Yeah, just put it up on, like, the Pirate Bay or something.
Poor Anya Taylor-Joy and Maisie Williams. They have to fucking promote this movie now.
I know.
A movie they did when they were like 17.
How far is it getting pushed back? What did they say?
It's just for a few months in regards to what's going on at the minute. So
the big thing.
The big thing. So, like, it's getting pushed back a little bit. But, like, the poor actresses and actors in this fucking movie.
Brenton Thwaites.
Yeah, it's really good. I really love it.
I prefer being Nightwing.
I prefer a blue tint on everything I do. What about that?
Tint the fuck out
Just
of it.
tint the fuck out of it blue.
More.
I've turned on Titans.
Have you? That's fair. We'll talk about that another time.
I've turned on it.
Right.
I was, for the first season, I was like, get benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come good.
First season was like a solid 6 out of 10.
Like, some episodes were good.
Yeah.
Some, Jason Todd was great.
Jason Todd's a little shit.
Yeah, perfect. But no, I couldn't. I dropped off season 2. Okay, we're finishing off this week with the big news.
The biggest news.
Marvel have released the final Black Widow trailer before the release of the movie on May 1st, Sean. Provisionally, at this moment, it is releasing on May 1st. Sean, where would you like to begin in regards to the Black Widow trailer? We watched it together on your couch before we started this.
We did indeed. This is another film where Black Widow is done running from her past.
So that's what? That makes 6 out of 6?
Just about, yeah. This film's always going to be weird. Because, things happen to Black Widow in Endgame.
What?
Just putting that out there.
I think she's going to survive the end of this movie.
What if...
She dies.
No, what if her and, like, Florence Pugh undergo some sort of face swap technology?
That's very comic booky. That nobody said anything.
Yeah, but...
That's not actually her.
It was all a decoy.
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
So, by and large, I think this looks grand.
Really? I thought this was great.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really good trailer.
I think bits of this are good.
Oh,
I think the movie overall looks like it'll be grand.
Yeah, I think this is the strongest trailer out of the 3 of them.
Yeah, and it also weirdly, it gives away more than I wanted.
That's interesting, because I thought they needed to give something away to make me interested.
To actually have a goal.
To have a...
See, I saw Taskmaster and was sold from the beginning.
Yes, but we know about Taskmaster, so think about someone who doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Not understand, that seems like fucking
No, who hasn't wasted all the time in the world
wasn't
reading
reading stupid fucking comic books like we have.
Yeah. Like, I get that, yeah. That it wouldn't be as big of a draw.
But I think, to the casual audience, I think this is way cooler. Like, you finally get a sense that Taskmaster's a fucking badass.
Yeah, and there's so many, like, moments. Like, can we talk about Taskmaster for a bit?
Yeah, go for it.
There's so many moments in this where, like, even people who don't watch all the Marvel movies will know some of Taskmaster's movements in this as belonging to other people.
Black Panther,
Cap, Iron Man, Spider-Man.
Where'd you see the Iron Man?
The Iron Man, when he's flying through the sky,
yeah,
he does the Iron Man.
Oh, he does.
Pose to, like, make himself faster.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
where's the Spider-Man?
He does a flip off. Of
the backflip. Yeah.
So, like, it's just, It's because they're all shots that you will have seen in trailers for other movies. So it's just it makes total sense that.
But it's also subtle enough that if you didn't really get it, it's fine.
Yeah, and it's not like he breaks into a different style when he's doing it. Like he does them naturally.
It's seamless.
Yeah, which is how he would. And also, it's so cool because with all the publicity the Avengers would have been getting,
there's so much footage.
There's so much footage for him to watch.
And he learns immediately. What is Taskmaster's power, Sean?
He has photographic reflexes. So anything he sees, he can instantly replicate. For example, he learned to do a perfect Olympic dive before he learned how to swim, just by watching TV.
What the fuck?
He can mimic the fighting style of anyone. And if he does it or watches it enough, it commits to his long-term memory. But he does have shit short-term memory as a result. So a lot of times he'll fight someone he cares about so that he can always remember him.
Right.
It's fucked. He also is... he trains the people in the Red Room.
Yeah, and he controls the Red Room now.
Yeah, which tracks with the comics.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz says that he or is it Florence Pugh? They're like, he runs the
Florence
Red Room.
Pugh, I think, says it.
And they're all just or not clones, but they're drones.
Yeah, and that's what the plot of this film looks like it is. They're trying to shut down the Red Room.
Yeah.
Which is a simple goal, and I like it.
I think this movie that's the best thing they could have done to make this personal. Like, we have seen so much fucking space.
Yeah.
And so much otherworldly, the world's gonna blow up, everything, New York is gonna be destroyed. We needed a Winter Soldier. Like, we needed just something personal to her. This is like the most on the ground version. Now, maybe the scene when they're flying through the sky, not so much. But this is a very on the ground personal story that I got so much Winter Soldier vibes.
I was gonna say Winter Soldier. Like, it is that ground level story with
amazing fight scenes.
Yeah,
and people you care about.
Yeah, and they're not powered, really.
No. But that's sometimes that's all you need. Like, if it's a strong written story that has twists and turns and you care about those characters.
Yeah.
Like, Winter Soldier has shown that you don't need a world-ending device.
Yeah.
You just need characters we care about and strong, writing.
Yeah, the Russos said this week that the reason they like doing the Captain America stuff is because his superpower is his heart.
Yeah.
Like, that he'll just keep going. And that's why he's interesting to write around.
Well, Natasha's heart has to be really good with all the running away from past that she does.
She does a lot of running away from
she's
past.
She's so fit.
See, I'm interested in this because if they shut down the Red Room, there's potential spoilers for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I guess. But do you care?
No.
Cool. The rumour is that the story of that is they're talking to Baron Zemo about the ex-Super Soldier project, and they're trying to clean that situation up.
Okay.
So if the Red Room is shut down, that's one essentially Super Soldier program shut down. So it seems like they're trying to eliminate
all of them.
Just not even a coordinated effort, but Sam and Natasha were together. Sam, Natasha, and Cap were all on the run together. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Cap's idea to shut down a lot of the old Super Soldier programs.
I think that'd be really cool to link it all in together.
That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Yeah, and this is the time frame between Infinity War and Endgame?
But no, between Civil War and Infinity War.
Is it? Is that what this said? Okay, alright.
Because it's after Cap goes on the run.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that stood out to me was that Taskmaster looks incredibly badass.
Yeah.
This is the best we've seen. And Taskmaster, I kind of am up for him in this movie. I want him to win.
I want Taskmaster to look cool in this movie, and that's it.
And I want him to kill everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching it going, I would not be against him walking into a scene and killing everyone. David Harbour, you're dead.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Like, because... First of all, bold fucking move. We see a lot of Taskmaster in the daytime in this.
Yes.
And it's class. I really like the design of it.
It's not the skull mask.
It's not the skull mask. You get the kind of painted on bones. My favourite Taskmaster design is actually in Spider-Man PS4.
Okay.
Because it's just a comic booky mess and I love it.
Okay.
But there's a great bit where Natasha's running around the corner and Taskmaster's just there. And he's just like towering over her. And she actually is like visibly frightened.
Yeah.
And you don't see Black Widow frightened.
No, she always kicks the shit out of... It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, she's fighting herself. And she does fight Florence Pugh, who knows everything she knows.
I think that's very clever that you bring her back to the place where everybody knows everything, and then the villain is Taskmaster, who's just a mirror image of everybody, all of her history. She's constantly run away from her history, but Sean, her past is in Taskmaster, so she cannot run away. If he is there, her heart needs to be beaten. Run.
That's true. Oh my god. Looks like there's a real car flip in this.
You like a good car flip?
I like a good real car flip.
Truck flip.
I'll flip a truck. I'll flip a car.
Florence Pugh's in this. And I have Florence Pugh MVP of this year. She's killing it.
She is doing fucking work this year, man.
She's putting it in, and she's very, very good.
She's very good in it.
Yes.
So, like, everyone at that dinner table are all stellar actors.
Exactly. And like, even just that scene, it kind of, I don't know, it's likeable to be like, oh, don't slouch.
Yeah.
But it's a very MCU kind of scene.
It is. It's like the shawarma scene, or, you know.
You have all this very serious shit, and then you just have stupid comedy.
Yeah, just regular shit going on.
Yeah.
And Rachel Weisz is actually her mother in this.
Which is weird, because I think Rachel Weisz and Scarlett Johansson,
I don't think they're too far apart.
I think there's about 5 years the difference of age.
And does that mean that David Harbour is their dad? It's weird that it's such a clear family, it seems.
The impression that I got, now it could be wrong, is that they're not actually their parents.
Yeah.
It's just like they are older people in that age, or in that where they grew up,
right? And
they like took on the paternal figures,
right,
of these people. Because I don't think it makes any sense for Rachel Weisz to be Scarlett Johansson's mother.
No. See, like, in terms of comic book stuff, if like David Harbour is Red Guardian, so if Rachel Weisz was an older Black Widow, that would still make sense canonically, that Red Guardian and Black Widow used to be married.
Yes.
It'd be a nice little callback to the origins.
She has said that she is a Black Widow.
Yeah. So that still tracks with kind of comic book origins in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they could just be people that graduated from the school before everyone, and they were like the kindest people there looking after all the young girls who were going through the school.
Do you think that Florence Pugh became a Black Widow because Natasha defected? Because she left? And that they took her in, like, revenge?
Is Florence Pugh playing her actual sister?
I don't know.
See, is it an actual family? Are any of them actually related?
That is, yeah, it is very odd.
It's a family. It could be just a family because they've all had each other throughout
family
their whole
is who
life.
you make it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they've all joined together throughout the years.
Yeah.
But are they actually like blood related? I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. It's an odd one. I kind of took that face value that they were related.
Oh, maybe they are actually sisters.
Or maybe that's what they want you to think.
Maybe.
All of this trailer could be fake.
Oh, it's not a real thing.
It does look good though. The action looks good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Are you excited? Or are you just excited for Taskmaster?
Yes.
Oh, good. So yeah, it comes out May 1st, apparently.
Apparently
May 1st.
Every time.
So yeah, I think that's it for this week's Movie Monday, Sean.
What a good week.
So once again, yeah, if you want to get an extra bit of Movie Mondays, we do have a Lazarus Pit that has come out on Saturday.
It's a Patreon exclusive Lazarus Pit.
It's $5 a month, and you get an extra episode every single month. So we normally do go back and review one superhero movie that's already happened years ago.
Back in the day,
back down yonder. So back in the heady days of 2004.
Oh Jesus.
Was it 2004?
Probably.
Spider-Man 2 came out.
Whenever Spider-Man 2 came out.
Yeah.
That time.
We covered that, and we've covered Batman Begins. So both of them will become unlocked if you give in the $5 a month.
Yeah.
And if you give $2, you get your name shout out at the show.
Connor, are you suggesting I should do a shout out right now?
I'm saying that maybe we shout out to people who give $2 a month. Yes,
well, let me thank all of our patrons: Alexander Williams, Ciara Lawler, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Ray Ging, Roisin Hally and Ryan Evanson. Thank you all so much. It's really great that you guys do this, you're sticking around, and hopefully you're enjoying the Lazarus Pits and the show in general.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they hate them.
Well, no one's told us that. So they're either polite,
yeah,
or they love it.
Polite. Definitely polite. I find people are polite. We haven't found any dickheads yet.
I know, yeah.
I want to get some hate, mate.
Oh, lads. Please don't send hate mail. I'm a fragile boy.
I don't think you'd take it.
I'd redirect it all to my personal accounts.
We had that one guy who told us that we... do you remember he had loads of tweets about slavery in America? And then he had one tweet to be like, you need medical help.
Something like that.
He was a nice man.
He was lovely. Hopefully
it's my dad.
He's still listening.
Okay. So, do you want to take us out, Sean?
Yeah, thanks everyone for listening to this week's episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. As mentioned, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast, or you can click the link in the description. Go over there and support us if you want, if you can. If you can't, or you just don't want to, the best way you can support the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just the one.
Just the one. Or maybe two. Nah, just the one.
No, the rule is one.
The rule is one.
Waffles.
Look, that was on me. I'm sorry. I apologise.
And you. I'll kick you off this fucking show.
Even if I tell everyone about our social media links?
Oh, fuck, now you've caught me in a it's in the description?
It's in the description. It's facebook.com/Heroes for Hire podcast, Instagram Heroes for Hire podcast, Twitter @Heroes for Hire pod. The 4 is the number 4. Or you can email us heroesforhire_@outlook.com on the description.
I think you've nailed it.
Thanks, bye.
I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Sean Mean.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.